Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Hooks, Lines, and Hip Hop. I found out, by the way, this is episode 22.
22?
22. I'm Hakeem.
Jacob. 22 Savage.
22. No, fuck 22. It's only 21. Listen to Issa if you haven't.
Whatever happened to 22? He's just making vines now?
He got his chain jacked. He got his chain jacked, and then he decided rap wasn't for him. So, you know. I didn't listen to him much in the beginning. Jalen's not here with us today.
No, he refuses to recognize the relevance of Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah, he started a freaking cult following.
Made $250,000 off of socks.
Yeah, I'm sure. I believe that. I bought some myself. But shout out to Jalen. He's not here today. It's just me and Jake.
Yeah, he had to work. We've been away for a little while. He was moving. So we helped him get moved. He started a new job, so it's just been wild.
I'm making adult moves.
Oh yeah.
You know, this is just what we do on the side. But I wish we could post more frequently. But when we're together, we try and do as much as we can. Today we're going to be trying something new.
Oh yeah.
Jake, tell them what's up.
All right. To cut out the news, 'cause sometimes we don't post the podcast right after we create it, right. So the news may be old news or irrelevant or more information have come out than at the time that we recorded it. So we're going to do a thing, trivia. I'm going to start it. I'll just read the rules. How it's going to go is every podcast, whoever wins the trivia the first today, and it just will continue. Whoever wins the next episode will make the questions. There'll be 6 questions. Each answer will merit a point. If the questions have more than one answer, each correct answer will merit a point. Each session will have 6 questions. The winner of the trivia session will create the next episode's questions. The question creator is the judge of all answers. Rulings are final.
Okay. Where are they going to post their answers?
Well, if we're doing it in real time, whoever is the judge, okay. You guys will text the judge the answer. That way, you guys can't feed off each other's answers. Right. Or I won't have to be like, well, he already said that you have to pick 5 more. Or whatever. But Jalen's not here. I called him and got his answers.
Yeah. And I wasn't in the room, so I don't know.
No, he does not know
the answers.
He said that he thinks you're going to fail this, but I thought
if it's about Jermaine Cole, then absolutely.
I thought you had the upper hand.
Okay.
So, all right.
Let's hear it.
We'll start. Name the 2 groups Pharrell Williams is a part of.
Nerd and, oh my God, what's the other one? There was another one? Nerd and, fuck. I don't know.
All right. The other one was Neptunes.
Neptunes, that's right.
All right, name 2 artists who have sampled the Tribe Called Quest record "Electric Relaxation."
Fuck,
that's an easy one.
I don't know. Pass, skip.
He took a stab at it and got one of them. It's Logic. He did it several times.
Okay.
And J. Cole, "Unforbidden Fruit."
Oh, well, no wonder why he got it.
He didn't get Logic, or he got Logic. He didn't get J. Cole.
All right, these are deep.
Yeah, name 3 female rappers who are not Nicki Minaj, Iggy Azalea, or Remy Ma.
Honey Cocaine. Oh my God, who else? Not Remy Ma, Nicki Minaj, or who else?
Iggy Azalea, if you want to call her a female rapper.
She's not. I don't know. Dude, I suck at this. Honey Cocaine. Lauryn Hill. And Honey Cocaine, Lauryn Hill. And
oh, you scrolling through your phone?
No, I'm not. I just opened it up, but I'm gonna see if I can pull one out.
You looking at A$AP Rocky albums?
Yeah. Who else? Not Remy Ma, Honey Cocaine, Lauryn Hill. Missy Elliott.
Okay.
Thank you.
3.
God.
That's it.
All right.
Some of the ones I had on here: Rhapsody.
Mm-hmm.
No Name, Lil Kim.
Lil Kim.
Young M.A.
Yep.
Chanel West Coast.
Does Young M.A. That's
Jalen said Miley Cyrus, and I had to count it.
What?
I told him that's a poor answer.
She's
but
done with hip hop though.
All right.
Okay.
So you got 3 points off of that.
Yep.
All right. What rap duo had the 2000s hit single "Grindin'"?
Clipping.
Okay, it's Clips, but I'll give that to you.
Oh, Clips. Fine.
All right, name 5 known affiliates of Kanye's Good Music Collective. Ye does not count.
2 Chainz, Pusha T, Travis Scott, Tyga, And oh my God, what's his name? Pusha T, 2 Chainz, Tyga, Travis Scott, and I can't think of another one. Who else? What's his name? God dang, dude, these are, I don't know.
Yeah, is that so? You just going for?
Chance isn't. You're making me sweat with these questions, dude. I don't know who else.
So
That's it. 4.
All right, you
4
got
out of 5.
All right, I put Big Sean, 2 Chainz, Travis
Big
Scott,
Sean.
John Legend, Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi.
He's
out, and Big Sean's not a part of good music.
well. Technically, there is no good music anymore, supposedly, from what I've heard. But
okay.
that's why it's the music collective. It didn't work out as a group, mainly because Kanye can't balance his own checkbook. How's he gonna balance record labels?
$55 million debt. Okay.
Oh, all right. So right now you are tied.
Oh, we're tied.
As of the fifth question, you guys are tied. So if you get all 5 of these, Jalen got all 5 of the next ones, then you guys are gonna have a tie. I don't know what we'll do in that situation. All right. Name 5 hip hop groups. Record labels do not count. Example of that would be Maybach Music or Young Money, Cash Money.
Clipping. Death Grips. The Clips.
Oh,
I already said them. No, Clipping and Clips are different.
Are they different?
Yeah. Clipping and Clips. They're rap trio, Clipping.
Okay.
Rap duo, Clips.
That's
Death Grips. Outkast. Mobb Deep.
All right. Well, you guys tied.
Crap.
I had Mobb Deep, Tribe Called Quest, Beastie Boys, NWA, Cypress Hill, Prime. That counts.
Prime counts.
That's a duo.
All right.
DJ Premier, hottest DJ. So I guess since it's a tie, I'll just do them again for the next episode.
Yeah.
And then we'll figure out what to do if there's a tie after that.
All right. Shout out, Jalen.
He should really lose though for saying Miley Cyrus for female rapper.
I'll take a W, but honestly, I'm kind of ashamed of how I did.
It was hard. It took me a while to think those up.
Those are good ones. Those are deep. Those are.
I didn't want to throw out like softball questions.
Hip hop cuts. Hey, pause the video each time and see if you can answer them yourself.
Yeah.
Let us know how you guys did. Tweet us at HLHPL.
All right, we're gonna be reviewing Flower Boy, Scumfuck Flower Boy, whatever you want to call it.
Scumfuck Flower Boy. Mm-hmm. It will be Flower Boy in the title, though.
Yes.
What were you expecting? Well, first of all, the album leaked 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Jake sent me the link, and I listened to it.
I did too.
I'm not gonna lie, but I wasn't really listening to it too much because I wanted to wait till he officially released it.
I listened to it once.
Yeah.
Just kind of get a kind of feel of what was to come.
I think it was about 1.5 times for me, something like that.
I don't know if it was leaked intentionally. I know a lot of artists will leak music intentionally to kind of get the feel for what's going on.
Right.
But he seems like he has a pretty tight-knit group, so I don't know who would.
At the same time, though, he leaked it, and then the whole gay controversy came out, and it brought up even more hype for the album.
Right.
So
since you brought that, let's talk about it.
That's kind of genius.
If that was the intention, I don't know if it was or not.
Yeah, I could be completely off the mark.
But how many articles did you see the day it leaked about that? As if it matters.
Like 20 minutes when it leaked, I saw Complex talking about it. I saw that one that you and I found individually. Yeah. I saw Hip Hop DX talking about it. I saw Genius talking about it. Genius did a video of a timeline of where Tyler, the Creator, supposedly was trying to come out of the closet.
Right.
Which is excessive because, like you said, who cares?
I don't know, you can take anybody's words and twist them.
And even if he is gay, honestly,
what does it matter?
In 2017, this should not be an announcement. There's too many people who are gay out there. Young Thug is kissing Lil Uzi Vert's neck for a photo shoot, and his chain, but it's a choker, so it's pretty much his neck. Wearing dresses, like, we're in a time where hip-hop is much more accepting of gay culture. Even the fashion in hip-hop, the way the guys are dressing nowadays,
I would say in new school hip-hop. Yeah, because you're going to have a lot of guys, old school hip-hop, that...
Yeah, the homophobes.
Yeah. Which, even if he was gay, would it be shocking?
Tyler?
With all the homophobic lyrics from the past.
It would
if Eminem came out as gay, I wouldn't be shocked.
He did in that movie.
Stop. But
I'm a homosexual.
I don't. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't at all. But what bothers me now is the gay controversy overshadows the music.
Right.
People are not talking about the album for the music. They're talking about Garden Shed, where actually Tyler, the Creator, corrected people, where he said there's a part where he says, I thought it would come out like Frank and poof.
Yeah.
But he said, I thought it would come out, and something like the phrase poof gone.
Yeah.
Which makes more sense. But
Well, see, when I heard that, I read that line, I thought, I wonder, is he talking about being gay like Frank, or if the feelings he had were going to disappear like Frank? Talking about how Frank
that's what I
just
thought.
disappeared.
That's what I thought. But he said phrase, not
Yeah.
Frank. So even that, he said people misheard that.
Well, it still says Frank on the iTunes lyrics. Whoever writes these lyrics for iTunes needs to get the shit together.
I bet you it's linked to Genius or something like that.
Well, Genius is right.
Oh, they changed it?
Yes, there were like spacing errors on iTunes.
They might be auto-generated. I don't know.
I did read some comments on like Hot New Hip Hop. People are talking about, oh, he must be gay because this album's pretty gay. Talking about because this album is softer than what we've heard in the past.
My thing, though, if you listen to Cherry Bomb, which I know a lot of people didn't, and granted, some parts of Cherry Bomb are really blown out and produced oddly, but
Yeah.
some of the sounds and the aesthetic, the string sections, the piano, those were things that we heard on Cherry Bomb.
Yeah, this sounds like a more polished Cherry
This
Bomb.
is polished Cherry Bomb. I think this is what he wanted to make on Cherry Bomb, but made it a little less abrasive and a little bit more autobiographical and deep dive into Tyler's psyche and current mood.
A lot of people, like I said, called it soft, and he still has some darker, kind of twisted lyrics. He said one line, "Let Cherry be the bomb." Something he makes kind of light of the Boston Marathon bombing, which that's where Tyler started, was dark humor.
He's a little controversial.
Yes, definitely. Have you
He's
felt
banned
like?
from New Zealand
Well, that's some bullshit.
and Australia, or was it just Australia?
It was both, I think.
I think.
But yeah, that's some bullshit. If you follow Christian Clancy on Twitter, when that happened, he put out a big letter talking about how it happened and how what New Zealand was claiming was not true.
Not only that, they were getting on him for lyrics from Bastard and Goblin when he had just put out Wolf.
Yeah.
Which is a polar opposite album.
Have you felt like we've got to watch Tyler grow up? Because we're close to the same age as him. We got into his music when it started, when it was the darkest. And back then,
there's
like
a picture of me in a Goblin t-shirt, and I had all the Odd Future apparel.
I still wear Odd Future stuff.
Yeah. Zumi's got a hold of it, and I'm not as big a fan of it, but I got...
Well, Tyler's not affiliated with the Odd Future brand anymore.
Right,
It's just
not,
his
golf wing.
And
And I don't wear it anymore, and we're not as into it, and I haven't bought anything off golf. But when I was 15, 16, we kind of got exposed to them at the same time, and I feel as if we've seen like an evolution of Odd Future and kind of this sad like departure from Odd Future too, like everybody else kind of leaving them too.
Well, as he matured, we kind of matured. I mean, to be honest, we thought that the song E-Par with Earl and Vince was like the best shit at the time, and it's just a song about rape, which now it just seems appalling.
Yeah,
but when you're a freshman in high school,
it was
your worldview is not.
We wanted to be edgy. We wanted to be as obnoxious as them.
Did you say something about edging?
Edgy? No, not edging. What the fuck? Chill. But yeah, and anybody else who was into hip hop at that time, everything Odd Future did got attention.
Yeah,
they were being interviewed by everybody. I remember I watched
Nardwuar. Nardwuar has 2 interviews with him, I think.
Nardwuar has 2 interviews with Tyler, 1 interview with Odd Future. Sid the Kid and Earl got an interview on there. I loved it all, and I think without them, a lot of people wouldn't have gotten as much shine as they deserved.
No.
I don't think we would have heard about Earl the same way, because he came out with so much hype, especially with him being in Samoa for so long.
Right.
But then when he came out, he really just kind of abandoned the Odd Future.
Well, I think being
that
he was in Samoa for that long, he was kind of forced to grow up because there's interviews where he's talked about the work he had to do over there. He was pretty isolated, so you kind of mature or stay the same, and he was there to make a change. Whether he bought into it at the beginning or not.
I like that Earl is more of a recluse, and honestly, had he come out and just did the same thing that he was doing before he went out, he wouldn't be as taken as seriously, I think, for his genius.
So let's talk about the album a little bit.
Yeah.
My first, I had chills when I listened to Who That Boy.
Who that boy? Who him is?
I did not expect. It's kind of this. It's been a trend. J. Cole did it. He put out False Prophets, and Everybody Dies. You're thinking, oh, this album's gonna be hype. So I thought I heard Who That Boy and 9/11.
I'm annoyed by that bait and switch though.
Well,
because honestly, the mood of this album, if I'm being totally honest, it's a downer.
yeah, that single sounded like it should have been on the Cozy Tape with ASAP Mob.
Yeah. It was just, I knew from 911. I think 911 was more so of a good look at what this album was going to be like than Who Dat Boy, because Who Dat Boy is just very hype. And I mean, the other song that was kind of hype was I Ain't Got Time. But that chorus is obnoxious. I ain't got time. That's obnoxious.
Well, do you know where he recorded that? Don't you? Did you read the article about that? He was in the studio with Kanye, and apparently Kanye fell asleep on a couch outside the studio.
And he told me he didn't want to be on the song either, right? Because he offered him it.
And
Nicki Minaj.
That's not true.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. He offered the song Nicki. She said, I don't know what to do with it. Requires effort. I don't want to do that. Can't rap on this.
Kanye fell asleep on a couch outside of the studio, like out of the recording room, and Tyler just jacked that shit and went in there and started recording.
I could see that.
I don't know. It wasn't that bad.
It was not my favorite.
The only song that I just absolutely hated was Glitter.
What?
No, that was...
You're crazy. Glitter was good. I think I Ain't Got Time is the one that I just can't stand. I don't want to listen to it. Was that the one where he says he's been kissing white boys since 2004?
I don't remember.
Which, by the way, if you guys are Odd Future fans...
Lucas Rossetti.
He said he'd kissed Lucas before. So I don't know what the whole thing... Like, all of a sudden now they're saying, like, oh, wow, this means this. He's been trolling people saying that kind of stuff.
The man made his living at the beginning of his career off of controversy.
Yeah.
He ate a roach to get famous.
Yeah, cockroach. Shout out to Yonkers.
Yeah.
And not only that, it's not that eye-opening of a line. Neither one of them are. Garden Shed is more so. And I think Tyler could, if he is gay, this could be a way of maybe coming out a little bit, but he's not addressing it really. And to be fair, like we're saying, it's not a big deal, so maybe he shouldn't address it. Maybe he should just keep living his life.
I don't think he's going to say anything.
No. But even the title of the album, Scumfuck Flower Boy, Flower Boy is like calling somebody gay.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole like juxtaposition between like his name.
Yeah. Well, and I didn't catch a lot of this stuff until I read through it as I was listening.
Yeah.
Where this flower blooms, he's literally talking about himself growing up.
Makes sense.
I mean, he's talking about himself being a flower, and that his seeds were thrown everywhere, and he grew up and started to bloom. What did you think about the track "See You Again"? I think that was one of my favorites.
See You Again was really pretty. I remember the chorus a lot off that one. It was very memorable. Did Sid do that chorus?
I think so. What did you think of the features? The features were pretty good.
Yeah, I like Dropping Seeds a lot. That Lil Wayne interlude.
What was your least favorite feature?
Huge fan.
I wasn't a huge fan of Jaden Smith on that one.
Don't say that. I like Potholes. Watch out for the pothole. Watch out.
I don't think it added anything to it. I mean, it was good. So it was pleasant to the ear, but I don't think it added a edge to the album that it would have had if he wasn't on it.
I would have rather listened to Jaden doing it than Tyler, because while Tyler sings a lot more on this album, he said it before in interviews, his voice doesn't really grant him that ability to sing. And even here, it's kind of shaky to listen to.
He's kind of got the Kanye, J. Cole ego where my rapping is good enough where I can sing.
J. Cole's singing is on par with Tyler's.
Well, J. Cole's has gotten way better.
Yeah, and even then, it's not that great. No. But it's still okay. And honestly, granted, to give Tyler credit, it's not grating on the ears or anything. It's passable, so you can definitely listen to it. Kanye uses the auto-tune more so than either one of them, and does more of that like Travis Scott kind of
Yeah.
sounding.
A lot of distortion.
Yeah. Very melodic.
Yeah, the Lil Wayne. I guess they got their strong relationship through skating. Cause
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, their music isn't very similar, and I don't see them being in the same kind of like societal roles.
I could see Lil Wayne in like California. Or
Well, I'm talking about like
chilling.
Tyler's kind of not one to party. Lil Wayne's a partier.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sometimes
I
it's
just don't see their paths crossing.
Sometimes it's like
many.
an artistic thing.
Yeah.
Like maybe you respect him as an artist. I think
No,
that's why
definitely.
because Kanye's in his 40s, but he messes with a lot of like younger artists.
Yeah.
Because there's like this artistic mutualness or respect for each other's art. Lil Wayne has been in the game for so long, and a lot of people who like hip hop, at least I don't want to say grew up on Lil Wayne, but at least listened to a few songs.
I mean,
he was on the radio for like 5 years.
If you're a fan of hip hop, you're a fan of something Lil Wayne has done.
Definitely. I love Lil Wayne. I will always love Lil Wayne. Like Carter 2 is an influential album on my life.
Yes, that's a hip hop essential album.
Yeah, it definitely is. So I'm not surprised that him and Tyler collaborate with each other. Smuckers is one of the best songs off of Cherry Bomb.
What did you think about the time? I like that it was a fairly short album. 47 minutes isn't long at all.
It was really concise, but the thing that makes this album feel like it not drags on, but you really do feel every minute of it, is the tone of it and the mood he sets. He sets this like... Tyler sounds sad, man. Tyler sounds sad. And not only that, I feel like maybe he feels as if he's at this like peak, and he has lost a lot of core fans from straying away from the old sound, from losing the Odd Future Collective, because before it was like, it was a moment. Like, Odd Future Tape Volume 2 was the last thing they really all made together. Yeah. And that's a very memorable project.
The only other thing beyond that where a lot of them were together was Trash Wang. Wolf.
Right. And that's a posse cut, and it's more like a funny song. Yeah. He did that on Goblin too. What was that? My Bitch Suck Dick.
Yeah.
He did the same thing where it was just like, it was a funny song, and it was just something to get hyped.
Well, I think Jay-Z said it the best. If you like my old shit, go buy my old album.
Yeah. But Tyler it's not like in the same position as Jay-Z. He's genuinely addressing the fact that he feels like he's losing a lot of his fans. What if my day one fans become my 2, 3, and 4? Like, he might lose the old ones on the way, but then he gains new ones. But that's still not enough for Tyler,
Well, I think that this album will eventually generate him fans. When I started listening to it, I thought a lot of the Childish Gambino album, Awaken My Love, because it was very different from what like the casual Tyler fan would hear. I mean, you put Tyler on shuffle, and you hear really Bastard, Goblin, Wolf. Those all kind of sound similar. Have the same sound. But then when when Cherry Bomb came out in this, you can kind of see the transition.
Mm-hmm. For me, it was more so, I think the cutoff was Wolf. Like, Goblin and Bastard feel like they were made in that same headspace. Wolf, he was doing a couple of edgy things, but it was more so like him realizing he's famous, especially with songs like Colossus, where he's addressing like, wow, he has people who really are diehard.
And Wolf kind of closed that trilogy of those albums, because all the storyline is fluent through all 3 albums.
And that was the most intriguing thing about Tyler too, was everything he did, he had different characters for it, and we got kind of invested in the stories he was trying to tell with those characters.
Right.
And how Ace was more like the like murderous one, and Wolf Haley was kind of another persona of his. It was just interesting to see what each character brought to Tyler, but they were all still him in some way.
Right. And he took the whole Eminem, Slim Shady,
all those
to a whole nother level.
I want to say this, and I don't want to piss anybody off, but I might. Eminem's albums in 10 years are not going to be looked at in a positive light.
No, probably not.
And to be fair, neither will Tyler's old albums, Bastard or Goblin.
Right. But
with the way society
the fans of those albums
are still
of
there.
that artist they're still gonna love it. If it wasn't for Eminem, we wouldn't have the Odd Future group because no one before them came out as edgy as that.
They were out, but it was more so. It wasn't in the mainstream light.
Right. What,
Like,
what
'cause
else
you
would
have,
be that?
Well, you have like horrorcore, and you have certain songs like that.
Yeah, but who was doing that back then?
No, not,
ICP.
That's not horrorcore. That's just fucking.
It is trash. But no, that was the most mainstream
Yeah.
version of. I don't want to say nasty music, but that's what it was. That's what it was.
Dirty tunes.
Yeah. I mean, you had Marilyn Manson in the rock scene. That was very equivalent to how kind of Tyler and Eminem.
But that was like white boy shit. Like
right.
You weren't, if you liked hip hop, you weren't listening to Marilyn Manson
Unless
necessarily.
you're Lil Uzi Vert.
Right, and that's what I think
Like,
our generation was that turning point.
I mean, being black. Man, I watched Lil Uzi Vert talk about this. I don't remember what interview he was. But he was talking about he got teased in school for listening.
The one with Pharrell.
Yeah, he got teased. Other Tone.
Yes.
He got teased in school for listening to that.
Right.
So if it weren't for those
and Tyler
artists,
was a lot like that too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the people that we see nowadays that are popular, thanks to the internet, outcasts have a voice. People that would not have gotten attention have a voice, and that's what our generation is a lot about. It's about the people who didn't have a voice that get a voice, and people like Tyler, even Sid the Kid. I think Sid the Kid is not traditionally attractive. She was very open about her sexuality. You know, she's a lesbian, but her music transcends her identity, and her voice is so beautiful and important and great. What she's saying, that you have to listen to them. Uzi is not. I'm not saying he's trying to necessarily push a message, but he has an aesthetic. He has a sound that he has made that puts him on a higher platform. That's what Tyler has done. He took Odd Future, he took his outcast friends, the black skaters, people who liked rock, people who liked jazz, and he catapulted them to the top too. And that's what the internet has done that no other platform could do, because it's not easy to get into TV. It's hard to get into these record labels and try to do the same thing.
I mean, look at the struggles Kanye West has had making clothes the way he wants to make clothes. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Tyler's making clothes the way he wants to make clothes.
Right.
So he penetrated a lot of different factions that most musicians can't because they're in the box of, oh, you're a musician.
Right.
We don't want your input on clothes. We don't want your input on TV. Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, it's either August 3rd or August 10th. He has the show Nut and Bolts coming out on Viceland. It looks really cool.
Tyler does?
Yes. It's kind of like how it's made. He's literally just picking things that he thinks are cool, and he's showing how they're made and how they work and their influences. The trailer had Bill Nye, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
That's cool.
It's just a bunch of stuff he thinks is cool, and he's talking about it and explaining why he thinks it's cool. So it ought to be a pretty cool show. It's either August 3rd or August 10th. I don't remember. I saw it when I was watching an episode of Fuck That's Delicious the other day.
Shout out to Action Bronson. Back to the album. What are the five songs that you're gonna play?
See You Again. The foreword is really good.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, he came out and really rapped coherently, very fluent. To somebody that's not a Tyler fan, they could listen to that track and go, "Oh, this guy can
This
actually
album
rap."
is very consistent, by the way.
Yes.
But
So the forward, See You Again, Who Dat Boy. I like 9/11, and probably Boredom.
okay, I like that one too.
Yeah.
For me, it would be Where This Flower Blooms, Garden Shed, 9/11 Mr. Lonely, November, and probably Who Dat Boy.
Yeah.
But not necessarily. To be honest, in the
doesn't
context
fit
of
the
the album, does not fit.
No.
It does not fit at all. And I wish it was a single, but it's still a good track nonetheless. A$AP Rocky kills it, and the music video is really good. And once I heard that Tyler I think he did all the production for this album.
Yes, all the production and wrote everything.
That's incredible.
Yes.
And makes me really want to see him direct a movie kind of like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, because to me that's another movie where the soundtrack was very essential to the story. And he's done music videos like Fucking Young Perfect. That's another great video where the colors he chose, the scenery, all that is done so well with the song. that I could really see him doing a full length film. I would love to see that.
Yeah, he probably could have taken off Who Dat Boy and I Ain't Got Time.
Yeah.
And made the album shorter, and I don't think it would have taken away from really anything. The only thing, the line that stuck out to me in Who Dat Boy is where he says, "I don't shop at the mall. Something. I'm a goddamn artist."
Right.
And I was riding in the car with my wife, and I was like, imagine how cool that would be.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to go shopping because when you're at home, you're designing your clothes, and somebody makes it and ships them to you.
Yeah, he talks about like he was like making a table and you know it's golf or something
Right.
like that. Yeah, it's really cool.
Like when my favorite T-shirt that I own is probably the one I made for the Chance the Rapper concert.
Oh yeah.
I went onto a T-shirt design website and made like a fan T-shirt. 'Cause I didn't want to buy a knockoff because that's how he makes his money.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, I want to make a fan art T-shirt, and that's like the most gratifying T-shirt I'm wearing because you designed it.
Yeah. My favorite. I wish I was that creative. I wear like Supreme and 21 Savage merch. I have a 21 Savage hat on now. I love it.
I hope you didn't pay more than $21 for it.
28.
So what would you rate the album?
It's kind of hard for me to rate it right now because I'm very torn about this album. I think it's beautiful. I think there's a lot to it. I have to be in the mood for it though.
Right.
So for me, it's going to be a 7.
I would say I was going to give it an 8.
Okay.
And like you said, you have to be in the mood for it. But it's like I said earlier, it's kind of very parallel to Awaken My Love. You had to. It's a fantastic album, but you have to be in the mood for it. You can't really turn it on.
Man, I could play Awaken My Love.
Redbone is the only song on Awaken My Love. Zombies is good, but
Zombies is good. I could play a few songs off of that. The problem with this one is it's like, really, you want to listen to it front to back. I don't.
Yeah.
Except for Who Dat Boy.
How similar of an aesthetic is it to I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside? Because that's an album you had to be in the mood for.
I Don't Like
kind
Shit
of a depressing album.
Is disgusting though. When I listen to it, when I say disgusting, it's like it's really dark. Even the way he talks about like the women that he's talking to is just purely just sexual. For me, Scumfuck Flower Boy sounds a lot more kind of like not Life of Pablo. I don't know. I don't know what to compare it to. I would just say it's one of those albums where it's like he's talking about his fame and how it's affecting him. Whereas I Don't Like Shit is like, man, I'm fucked up right now.
Well, what I meant is just like the way you feel when you listen to it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I have to be in the mood. I mean, I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside is one of the best albums ever, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But I have to be in the mood to listen to it.
Yeah. For me, I think I'm such a huge fan of Earl. I put it on whenever. But that's more so because I like ripping his lyrics apart.
That's my feeling with Doris. I can put Doris on whenever.
Yeah.
I have that and Rodeo are the two albums I keep in my car, and it doesn't matter what kind of mood I'm in.
Yeah.
I'll get in the car, it'll start playing, and most of the time I just leave it on.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am with I Don't Like Shit because I like tearing it apart, and I like how it, even when I'm in the car, I like how it hits, or if I'm listening to it in my headphones, that's even good too because I can pay attention more so to the lyrics. But
This is an album you definitely need to listen to with headphones because the sound that I heard in my car versus headphones is completely different.
Mm-hmm. Play it at night too. Honestly, I think that would even amplify the mood. 7 for me. 7 overall.
Right.
Very good album. I would recommend it.
It would have got a 9 if it wasn't for Glitter.
I liked Glitter. I still like Glitter. I'm down with it. All right. So what's your? I want to do a little bit of both. I'm trying. Tell me the top 3 in your heavy rotation, and then tell me a hidden hit.
All right, let's look. Heavy rotation, Flower Boy, Funk Wave Bounces Volume 1, which I got you on that a little bit today.
A little bit, yeah.
He says
There's a couple songs.
He says that's white DJ Khaled.
Yeah. Just because it's a collaborations.
I don't know.
The sound is a lot different, though. You're right. I think there's a bit more work in Calvin Harris's production.
I think there's more
I give him more
creativity
credit
in the
than that.
production.
I'll give him credit for that.
Oh, and the third is it's a playlist that Apple Music curators did. It's Kanye West Backpacker with a Benz.
Yeah,
and it's just some old Kanye songs and some collaborations. Rhymefest. He has just an old Ghostface Killah on there. 88 Keys. You ever heard of them?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a pretty cool playlist.
Nice. Mine is the heavy rotation is Issa album. Colors 2 EP by Party Next Door. and Perfect Timing with Nav and Metro Boomin. And I was very critical of Nav, but Perfect Timing has good hits on there, and the intro it's a good intro. Throws you in right. Good track. All right, what you're hitting at?
Oh god, this is embarrassing. It's Audi by Smoke Perp. I kind of always wrote him off just because, I mean, that's like him and what's the other one? The one that dissed J. Cole. Lil Pump?
Yeah. No, that's X did that too. Lil Pump did.
Well, yes, Lil Pump
didn't
did.
know that.
I think he just said fuck J. Cole.
Oh, wow.
X had like an actual reason that was intellectual,
Right.
well thought out. It's a song called Audi. It has no content really at all.
Kinda
But the
slaps.
beat is sick.
It slaps. Mine. I don't know. This is kind of an older track. No, maybe something off of here. No, you know what? I'm gonna do it. It's not even hip hop either. Lithium by Nirvana.
Alright.
I've been listening to this album a lot. Nevermind. Very good album. I'm impressed.
I was swimming on Sunday. Went to the pool. It's been like deathly hot here in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Anyway, we went to the pool and it was hot in the pool, and I said, "Y'all, anybody mind if I go full on Nirvana in the pool?" And only like one person got it, and like, "Oh my god, no!"
I think what's good about this, and the reason why I recommend the Nirvana track, is a lot of the newer acts coming out now have influences outside of hip hop, and it's important to see where these people pull from.
Right.
You hear Kurt Cobain being thrown around so much, and even his influence in fashion and music come to life in hip hop, that it's cool to explore what was before.
Right.
And see why they pull so much influence from it. So I really like it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and follow us on Twitter @HLHPO. We'll see y'all next time.